My friend, a bomb is about to go off at the Jefferson Health Training Complex, and the name at the center of this story is one nobody expected to see in this context for the Eagles. A quarterback who started only 15 college games, who came out of one of the most famous quarterback factories in the country, may be on Howie Roseman's radar in the 2026 NFL Draft. And when you find out why, you'll understand this isn't just a pick, it's a direct message to the man who won Super Bowl 59. That, my friend, is the game within the game that Howie Roseman is setting up. I'm going to break down everything about this polarizing prospect, the chaos surrounding Jalen Hurts, and why this draft move could be the most calculated thing Roseman has ever done. But first, if you're a die-hard Eagles fan, hit that like button and subscribe right now, because this story is going to unfold over the next few days, and you cannot miss a single chapter. Let's start with the context, because to understand the draft play, you need to understand what's happening behind the scenes in Philadelphia. The 2026 offseason has been one of the most turbulent of the Jalen Hurts era. ESPN dropped a bombshell report from Jeremy Fowler and Tim McManus, revealing an unprecedented level of internal friction inside the organization. And the name at the center of that mess is the franchise quarterback himself. An anonymous Eagles source described Hurts as someone with poor body language, not always bought in, not the most coachable, and the players notice. That, my friend, is not a small thing. Can you imagine a source inside your own team's locker room going to national media to destroy the image of the starting quarterback? A.J. Brown called the 2025 offense a straight-up disaster on a live stream, and when pressed about his comments, he didn't apologize once. Devonta Smith was also frustrated by the lack of easy, high-percentage plays in the system. All of this while Hurts finishes 2025 near the bottom of the league in passing production for the second consecutive season. And the name of the quarterback that NFL media analyst Rhett Lewis projected to the Eagles with the 23rd overall pick in the 2026 draft? Ty Simpson, out of Alabama. Ty Simpson, 6'2", 208 pounds, son of college head coach Jason Simpson, a player with flawless throwing mechanics, elite field processing, and football IQ that is completely off the charts, but who arrived at the draft with only 15 games as a college starter. In the 2025 season, Simpson completed 64.5% of his passes for 3,567 yards, 28 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. Over a 9-game stretch in the second half of the season, the efficiency was even more striking. 66.8% completion rate with 21 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Next-Gen Stats gave him a prospect grade of 6.30 at the Combine, placing him in the category of will eventually be a plus starter. Former head coach John Gruden publicly called Simpson a CEO in the film room. Those are numbers and descriptions that make any general manager stop and think twice. But the real question here isn't whether Ty Simpson will be the next starting quarterback of the Eagles. Lewis was explicit about that in his piece for NFL.com. He is not advocating for Simpson to replace Hurts right now. The play, my friend, is far more sophisticated than that. What Lewis is saying is that the Eagles, sitting at pick 23, hold enormous leverage. If a quarterback-desperate team, and there are plenty of them, just look around the league, believes it can move up the board to grab Simpson before the Cleveland Browns take him at pick 24, the offer for that trade could involve multiple first-round picks, and that's when Roseman shifts into full wheeler-dealer mode. Think about that for a second. You're a general manager who desperately needs a quarterback. You see the Eagles sitting at 23, one spot ahead of the Browns. You know Simpson could be your franchise quarterback for a decade. What do you offer to move up to 23? Maybe 2 first-rounders, maybe a first plus a second and a player. That is exactly the kind of offer that has made Roseman famous for managing draft capital better than almost any other GM in the NFL over the past decade. Need a reminder? Look at what he did with Carson Wentz, eating $33.8 million in dead cap just to move on from the problem and hand the keys to Hurts. Now let's peel back the most spicy layer of this whole story. Let's say the Eagles actually select Simpson with the 23rd pick and don't make the trade. What does that mean for Jalen Hurts? It means that, for the first time in his career in Philadelphia, he's going to look across the practice field and see a first-round quarterback waiting for his shot. That is pure, unfiltered pressure. Roseman has used this strategy before. Back in 2022, the rumor that the Eagles were pursuing Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson got the best out of Hurts for 2 full seasons. The Philadelphia quarterback performs best when he feels his position is being challenged. And Hurts desperately needs a strong response in 2026. His 5-year, $255 million contract, signed in April of 2023, has only the upcoming season fully guaranteed, $51.5 million. After that, the financial obligations drop significantly, and the dead cap hit for a potential trade after June 1st of 2027 would be just $21.4 million, a manageable number for the Eagles. Jeffrey Lurie gave a single-word answer when asked about Hurts' performance in 2025. Good. For an owner who normally overflows with praise for his quarterback, that was a deafening statement in its brevity. The message was clear: 2026 is the year of reckoning. That said, it's important to balance the analysis here, my friend. There are voices within the Eagles coverage world who want to add context to the Hurts narrative. Zach Berman of The Athletic pointed out that Hurts' so-called rigid preferences can actually be read another way, as a quarterback who spent years building confidence in a specific offensive system, only to watch offensive coordinators come and go like seasons. Think about it. Since Hurts became the full-time starter in 2021, the Eagles have had 5 different offensive coordinators. 5. The new play caller for 2026, Sean Mannion, is a former third-round quarterback pick with only 2 years of coaching experience who has never called a single NFL game. That is an enormous amount of pressure placed on the quarterback's shoulders. But even with all that context, the numbers don't lie. Hurts finished near the bottom of the league in passing production for 2 straight years with the most expensive offensive roster in the NFL. That's not entirely the coordinator's fault. That is a combination of factors, and Hurts has to own his part in it. What about Ty Simpson himself as a prospect? Well, PFF notes that when Simpson was forced outside the pocket in 2025, his PFF grade dropped to 53.0, 24th among all quarterbacks projected for the draft. His arm strength is a legitimate debate among scouts, especially on throws outside the numbers and on the run. With only 15 starts as a college quarterback, he joins a rare and not always flattering group. Dwayne Haskins, Mitch Trubisky, and Anthony Richardson also arrived at the draft with very limited starting experience. CBS Sports was blunt about it. No team should expect Simpson to play at a high level in 2026. That only reinforces the argument that Lewis's projection is more about strategic leverage than an immediate replacement. The Eagles don't need Simpson to be the starter today. They need him to exist on the chessboard so that Howie Roseman can work his magic. Either the trade-up offer floods in Philadelphia cashes it for extra capital, or Simpson stays in Philly as a contingency plan and a motivational tool for Hurts. Either way, the organization comes out ahead. With all of this on the table, the Hurts saga, the trade potential, the pressure of the last fully guaranteed contract year, and the unprecedented possibility of a first-round quarterback pick, what would be the best strategic move for the Eagles in the 2026 draft? Use pick 23 to select Simpson and hold the leverage, or flip that pick for immediate capital? Drop your take in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to keep you updated with all the latest Eagles news.